Mm. Hello, hello, everybody. Shauna here. I'm here with Jill Best today. I've been super pumped about this training that we're about to do today. So you and I both know that very many people like to cap their income, right? I talk to people, business owners all day long that place these crazy limitations on themselves when it comes to their income. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? But I used to do that to myself too. And through working with you, I've actually been able to lift that, break through these income ceilings that we've placed on ourselves. And, you know, I talk to more women than I do men. Probably, I think men maybe suffer from this a little bit less. They're just like, I want to make this money, and they go out and they do it, right?
Yeah. Men need to build their kingdom, so they got to have money to do it, right?
Right. And I think women place limitations on themselves a little bit more than men do. So we need to stop that. We need to really be able to step into how much money we really want to make. Every time I talk to a business owner, their voice always cracks every time I say, how much money do you want to make? And they're like, I don't know. Like, I just want to be able to like pay my car payment and pay my credit card bills. And I was like, well, what else? And they're like, well, maybe a little bit of this. I'm like, what else? What else? And they're like, can I even do that? Am I allowed to want more? And I'm like, hell yes, you are. You're allowed to want a lot more. And you and I are both in the space of income is infinite, right? Through the work that you've helped me with, like I have busted through those ceilings. Like there's no holding me back. So what I want to do today is, you can introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you and your business and what you do, and then we're going to dive right into the money cap, how to uncover what yours is and how to get rid of it. So take it away, Jill.
All right. Beautiful. All right. Well, yes, I am Jill Best, and I am I have my holistic master's in business and the art of coaching, and I'm also a body code practitioner. So I do some energy healing with that. And, I had a money cap. It was a serious money cap, and it was very hard for me. I got almost sick to my stomach thinking about, making a lot of money because we're all programmed. I had a money cap.
Sorry.
I'm hearing myself back. There we go.
That was my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. I have a
had to do comments on here. So carry on. Sorry.
Anyway, I love to work with people, not only through transformational coaching, but through energy healing. And the two I find work really well together. And I work a lot around birthrights and just the rights that we have to just exist and to just do good things in the world,
And make money doing it.
And make money doing it. That's right. Sometimes those get a little bit messed up and they come on pretty early and we don't even realize, how they're playing out into our world and how they're creating this filter that we're filtering, all these things through. And so money cap is definitely one of them that we, put a limitation on ourselves with. And it's usually centered around a belief that we've had or that we have discovered. A lot of times the money cap comes in because we follow what was modeled by our parents. If you stop and think back, what was their way of handling money? How did they handle money? And I know that we're all adults and we, can make our own decisions and whatnot, but some of us don't realize what's playing in the background of our subconscious, when it comes to these money caps. I don't know if you've ever heard the things that, somebody that says, it's easier for it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of the needle, than a rich man to get into heaven. I mean, that's in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So how many of us are programmed with that? Or how many of us are programmed to believe that money is the root of all evil? Right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Or how many are programmed to believe that we only need sufficient for our needs?
For sure. I think that's a big one.
That is a big one. And that's what, kind of comes on. So, I don't want to condemn parents. I had wonderful parents. Their money story was rather interesting. Sunday night, my dad did the bills and my mom had to show up and account for everything that she spent. And Sunday night for me was fight night, right? And so, yeah, the fight was on, right? As she accounted for everything that she spent. And that was really hard for me. So my money cap said, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight about money. So the way to not fight about money is to not have money.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. If you don't have money, then you don't have to fight about it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't mean that my parents were not great. And I think about their upbringing and what their, money cap or what there was role modeled for them. And they were right where they needed to be too. They followed the role that was given to them, and it just kind of goes all the way back. So how much of that has been passed on to you, and how much do you really energetically or, truly believe? What is your belief around that money cap? Is it okay to have sufficient for your needs? Is it okay to have more than sufficient for your needs? Right? And what do you do? What do you do with that excess?
Yeah, I think that's where people really struggle from my experience with talking with people, and this is why I talk so much about like not just paying the bills. Every person I talk to is like, well, I'd like to be able to enough money to pay X, Y, and Z, which is usually a monthly payment, right? And I'm just like, but what about extras? Like, what about the future? What about vacations? What about, all the great things, the extras in your life that you can have? And most people just can't think greater than what the bills are, right? What the basic needs are. And it's just, well, it's not okay for me to want more. And I'm just like, well, why not? Why not? There's so many other people that do have those things. They're not bad people. It's okay to want more than just being able to pay the bills. And especially when you're a business owner, like somebody like you, if you're making just enough money to pay the bills, like your limitation, you give yourself a limitation on how many people you could actually help. Because if you can't make more money, you can't continue to serve and do what you love to do. So I think there's just this gap that we need to fill in the industry there where that extra, right? And then, it's kind of like the stuff that we're working on in the group program is how to define what that gap looks like. And,
right.
It's been hard for a couple of people to go, I'm allowed to like want more than just what's in the bills. And I'm like, yeah. So I encourage all of my clients to like dream really big. Like, what are those extras? What is that gap? And define it and add some dollar value to what that looks like. So talk a little bit about how we can define what our money cap, because I'm sitting here going back and thinking, all the work that you and I have done over the last year together, and I'm trying to like exactly pinpoint what my money cap was. And I don't even know anymore. I forgot. Like, I guess, with my family, it was, we have enough money for bills and, my mom was always shopping and hiding her bags for my dad and stuff like that. Maybe it comes from that. I don't even know. I don't even think about it anymore, right? I'm just like limitless. Money cap is gone. I don't even think about it anymore. And I allow myself to, want to have all those extras. So what does that look like? How do we figure it out?
Well, some of the things that we need to realize and we need to come to understand is when you think about like what you want to charge or, what you want to make or any of those kinds of things, where in your body do you get that pit when you say, oh, I can't do that. I can't, you know what I mean? Because that housed that in your body somewhere. And that is attached to your value system. It's attached to your self-confidence. It's attached to all of these other things that the story that you're telling yourself is attached to. And we need to find the story and release the story. And the thing is that we all have values. We all know who we are. We all have all these wonderful things that we want to do. You've been given gifts. You've been given talents. You've been given all of these beautiful things that you've decided to create a business around. What are you bringing to the world? And so if you are holding back on those gifts, if you are holding back on those talents, if you can't truly embrace the values of who you are and what you are, you're not going to bring those things to the world.
Yes.
You cannot.
I love it. It gives me goosebumps.
You can't bring them to the world.
You can't. Yeah.
So
you are doing people a disservice.
Exactly. So when you connect into who you are, what your values are, what your money cap story really is and where you got it and how to rewrite it. Okay? Because we all have the right to create our own experience. We don't have to continue the experience that we've had in the past. We can create our own experience. And what does that look like? What do you want it to look like?
Yeah.
And when you bring your gifts and your talents and your values and you fully embrace those and you bring them to the world, do you really want to cap that? Do you really want to hold that back? Or who are you going to choose in the world that you don't want to bring your gifts to? Because that's basically what you're doing when you put the cap on, is saying, okay, I'm going to give my gift to you and I'm going to give my gift to you, but you don't get it. And you don't get it. And you don't get it. Because I'm not going to give it to you. So what is that doing? You're holding yourself back. You're not blessing the lives of others. You're just, living in your money cap.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That just, this whole conversation is giving me goosebumps. I'm literally thinking about all of the women that I've talked to in the past that this could help. I've definitely got to send them this video because this is powerful. And it's a reality, right? Like, and you know me, I'm not one of those people that ever sugarcoats anything. I just like to give it to you straight, right? And so I love that. And I've almost seen this transformation within yourself in the last few months. You've gone through some crazy stuff in the last.
I have.
And I see
life happens, right?
Yeah, like I see even in you, like a year ago, I don't know that I would have, maybe you did say that to me, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would have heard you with that much fire under your belts with all of this. So that's really exciting to see that even with you, right?
Yeah, it's really true. When you really can step into who you are and what you want to bring to the world, why do you want to hold yourself back?
Yeah. And I love the analogy of like, you don't get it, you get it, but you don't get it. And it's just like, that's really a good way to put it. And to remind people, like, when you're making money and when you're out there serving and helping people, it ain't about you. People make it about them all the time. And it's just not, right? We're serving to help others and it's not about us.
Yep. But it's really easy to make it about us when we're carrying that negative story and that negative energy. And we don't even realize that it's playing out inside of us. And you can feel it. You'll feel it in your gut. You'll feel it in your heart. You'll feel it. Some people feel it in their head. It's just like, I can't go forward. I just can't. There's something stopping me. There's something that says, I can't do this. I just can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you got to kind of do some deeper work and figure out where that story came from, what it is that you're telling yourself. And is that really what you want to be telling yourself? Is that really what you want to do? Or do you want to rewrite that story and create your own experience in the world and bring your own gifts and talents to the world? Mm-hmm. And, and who do you want to share it with? Who do you really want to share it with? Because you're going to need money. Money is a strategy. Money is not, it used to be before money was created, it was, exchange of chickens and eggs, right? Yeah. How many eggs can you exchange? How many chickens can you bring in? Okay, I'll give you this for this, and they brought money on just because it was easier to exchange. It was easier to say, I'll give you this for this. I'll give you this for this, chickens or eggs, boats or whatever it was. Money was brought on. It was developed as a strategy. Just a simple exchange as a strategy.
To make things easier, so you don't have to carry chickens around.
Right, exactly. How much easier to put, some coins in your pocket than it is to carry chickens and eggs around. Exactly. And find somebody who needs chickens and eggs. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it just made it easier. It just made the exchange, the strategy so much easier for us to be able to work with others. And and the world has created it into this rich and so I would challenge somebody to change their thought about the word rich. Okay. If rich is a word that really, kind of goes, I don't want to be rich. Rich people are, so okay, change it to wealth. You're great with your wealthy women, wealth. We are wealthy in so many ways, not just money.
Mm-mm.
We're wealthy in our relationships. We're wealthy in our homes. We're wealthy in so many ways. We have
Our
wealth.
experiences,
Our
right?
experiences, yes, all of that. We are wealthy. So we can even exchange the word wealthy for blessings. How have you been blessed? What is the wealth in your life? Right? Come off the rich, go to the wealth, go to the blessing. Then you not only feel blessed with wealth, and if you want to put it on money, wealthy with profits, or you can feel blessed, but you can also bless the others with the wealth and abundance that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're stuck on being rich, that may be not the way to look at it. It's the world that's taken this strategy and made it good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
Good and
Yeah,
bad.
it's the people, it's not the money. It's not,
Right.
and just, it's like everything. There's bad people, rich, poor, on everything in between. It is not necessarily the money. Money is an inanimate object. It's like just like saying that chicken made me angry. That chicken is the reason that I am broke today.
Right.
And it's just like, if you use that analogy, that sounds ridiculous. You're blaming a chicken on your, because you're broke, or you're blaming a chicken because you had a bad childhood. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? Or you're blaming a chicken because you don't feel comfortable selling and taking people's money in your business, right? It's not the chicken's fault.
Right.
And if you like really think about it in that way and take yourself out of the equation, right? Say it's not about me, but it's definitely not about the chicken.
Right. Right. And it's not about the money. Yeah.
Yeah. And use whatever word, I love the word wealth, because it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything negative. And wealth comes, like you said, it's an abundance of
Many ways.
relationships, experiences. And now, since I've worked with you on removing my money cap, now I am wealthy in my relationships. Now I am wealthy in my experiences and my health and my life and my kids as a whole, right? This isn't just about money,
Right.
the work that you do. So when I started working with you, it wasn't like, oh, I want you to help me remove my money cap, right? That was never like the main intention. That was simply a byproduct of all of the work that we did together, pulling back all of the layers and exploring the emotions and the energy that I had around certain things. And that just unlocked every single door imaginable. Like, I wake up every day going, this is my life. I'm here. I'm finally freaking here. And now it's just like, there's no stopping me. Right. So it's these types of things that will determine your level of success and how much money you do make. If you're not ready and you're afraid to pull back those layers, you will be constantly spinning over here, in my opinion. But when you're ready to take that big leap and to say, I don't want to live my life like this anymore, then that's really where you come in to help people.
Absolutely. The money cap is just a symptom. It's just a symptom of other limiting beliefs that we're just holding back on. Yeah, it's just a symptom.
Yeah. So as far as, uncovering, I know you've talked a little bit about how to uncover your own. And I will personally say, I never would have been able to uncover any of this if I hadn't worked with you. There's no freaking way I would have figured any of this out on my own. I tried for 37 years. It didn't work, right?
Yeah. There's some fun techniques to be able to figure it out.
I did the work.
Yeah,
you guided me through it. But I could not have done that without your help. I didn't even know those problems existed. I was always like, oh, money, I don't have a bad relationship with it. But it wasn't necessarily the direct relationship with the money. It was all of the things that were centered around it that I didn't even connect those dots. Right.
That's right.
So if you're watching and you're like, oh my gosh, she is speaking my language.
Yeah.
This is what I'm struggling with. Please, feel free to reach out to either me or Jill. and we can talk about how to help you. You know, you have a program that helps people
absolutely
eliminate their money cap, and you know, you're actually doing a group training for all of my clients on how to release theirs. So whether you work with Jill, you work with me, you're going to end up working with a combination of the both of us, because what you do is crucial to the success of my clients as well. And, you know, Jill's always forever going to be on my team because of the work she's done, because I've been able to witness it, and experience it, and actually like see the reflection in my everyday life and in my bank account. Right. And that's at the end of the day, you know, kind of what it's all about. It's not the money. It's just life. It's the experiences. It's the relationships and the love in our lives. And, you know, I could speak all day about how amazing you are, and I love the work that you do. So
you're so sweet. And I am loving working with you also. I'm so happy to be here. And if you,
we're like a power company. We're like
I know, we really are, right? When, if you want to get your business dialed in and know what you're doing and know how to make a profit, Shauna's your gal. She's got it all dialed in so well.
Yeah, so, finally.
Sure. Yeah.
And I just think the work that you do combined with the work that I do, it's going to be limitless for my clients for sure. And I have no doubt in my mind about that. So I want to thank you for hopping on today. If any other kind of tips or advice that you might have for somebody that's really like acknowledges this is my problem, what do you think is going to be the next couple of steps?
The next couple of steps is to be willing to take that journey, to look deep inside and know that you're not flawed. You're not flawed. There's things playing in that developed, years ago. And it's really quite a journey, and a fun journey, actually, I think, to uncover them and figure out what they are. And let's reframe them. Let's make them work for you instead of working against you. And I'll be happy to work with you on that. Anybody who would like to contact me, you can reach me through my Facebook at Jill S. Best, or you could contact me on my email, which is jillsbestcoaching@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to gift you a free session so we can figure out, really what's going on in your world and see how I can help you to either raise your money cap or the way we do one thing's the way we do everything. So you start on one, you're going to benefit with the rest. And I'm happy.
It's like a domino effect. You think it's like trying to target your abs. Like I want to washboard abs, right?
Yeah.
You gotta work the whole system.
That's right.
You can't lose body fat in one area and not another, right? So it's a holistic approach, right? So I love the work that you do. If you are like going, oh my God, yeah, this is totally me, I really encourage you to reach out to Jill and take her up on her complimentary session. I'm so glad I did. Never regretted it. I'll continue to be your client for as long as I need. You may just be my coach forever, because sometimes you don't want to invest all this money and time and then just spiral back to, basically what I call your old bullshit, right? The bullshit layer we have to break through.
And the beautiful thing is with this work, you go deep enough and you understand, and we can remap that brain so that you really don't ever really go back to who you were. You don't ever, this isn't just a temporary thing. It changes who you are on a level of identity to where you identify with things so much different. And when you identify with things, your habits change, your behaviors change, and you don't have to remember to be different. You just are.
That's true. I think that's you probably just caught me on one of my limiting beliefs or whatever you want to call it, because I'm always have this fear in the back of my head, like I'm going to go back to that person. And I hated that so much. I never want to go back there.
You won't go back there.
Yeah. I think it's just learning to trust yourself after so many years of doing things one way. It's just like, can I really change? You really can.
Yeah. Well, and it's the ebb and flow of life, that everything isn't always perfect. We have the ebb and flow of life, and we learn to navigate that. in a way that is, beneficial and supportive of ourselves. Yeah, as well as others. So yeah,
yes.
Definitely.
I love it. I love talking about this kind of stuff. Let's focus on this, because my belief in, and I've seen it in action, is, and I've tried this myself, I could not break past a certain income or be successful, right? I was spinning for years in my business. Even in my professional career, I had so many limitations on how much money I can make. And I can tell you, until you do this type of work within yourself, you're never going to get there. It is really frustrating trying to get there. Like, it's like trying to navigate in a bat cave. Like, you're just, I don't know where I'm going, right? And you're constantly spinning. And, you have to be ready to do the work, though, right? You have to be ready. You have to be in a place where you're like, you have to be a hell yes, in my opinion. And just be like, I'm done with playing small and dabbling and just piddling around in my business. I'm really serious about it. And that's usually when people come to me, when they're very serious. Like, I've seen your stuff. Like, I'm tired of dabbling. I'm tired of, dicking around. Like, I'm ready for this. And so if that is you and you're like, yes, that is me, I'm ready for this, then definitely reach out to either me or Jill, and we'll figure out the best strategy for getting you unstuck. So,
yeah,
thank you for joining me. I know we had a little hiccup trying to get on, learn new technology, but I think I love this. I think I love StreamYard, so I'm excited about it. So.
Work okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I look forward to working with you and continuing this journey together. You're going to help so many people, so I'm super excited.
So are you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll see you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.